It's a human right that our families and students need access to the internet so they can access the resources that they need to thrive. And as a school board member, I get to help make that happen. So something that this pandemic has shown us is that schools have been a safety net for low-income and vulnerable children and families for decades, but we haven't acknowledged it or addressed it in the way that we need to. One of the largest challenges for California schools and public schools is that our schools have become segregated by race and income. And a lot of that is tied to housing, to where people can afford to live. So I think the biggest challenge for California schools is this inequity that we see in life circumstances for many of our families across the state. And it impacts our children directly in schools as well as at home. So during the pandemic, I and 5 other trustees in Santa Clara County realized that our students learning from home, many of them didn't have internet access. They weren't going to be able to participate fully in distance learning, and that was a crisis. They could miss so much school. So we formed the Digital Equity Coalition to advocate to increase internet access for children across the county and across the state. We went to the county and started advocating for funding and support, and we were able to get $7.1 million to provide devices, hotspots, data plans for 15,000 students across the county. We also know there's a long-term problem here, though, which is access to broadband. And so we are also advocating at the state level right now to support new legislation that would expand broadband access across the state to make sure that all of our families have access to the internet. We want to make a lot of noise. We want to bring together as many school board members as possible, and we want to expand broadband across the state because it's time that we did so. We want our children to thrive. We want them to have opportunities to make choices about what career they want. We want them to have housing and healthcare and a stable income. When I joined the school board, I thought about the impact that I could have on my school district and the students here. But the work of the Digital Equity Coalition has been so much more. It's not just about one school or one district. It's about all of our children in this state and making sure that they have access to the internet.